And welcome into Protect and Grow Chicagoland Retirement with Chicagoland's certified financial planning professional resource. He is Tim Stearns, CFP, founder of TJ Stearns, Inc. And this is your resource, ladies and gentlemen, for a common sense approach to planning with your money for your investment, financial, and retirement future. We always appreciate the time and the perspective of a certified financial planning professional here on the program. And again, that's Tim Stearns, CFP, your resource, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to reach out. But Tim, appreciate you being back here on the program. Today, we're going to talk about what truly creates a sense of financial confidence. And as you normally do, starting us off with your tip of the week.
Well, let's speaking of confidence, let's talk about financial security. A lot of people equate financial security with having a huge lump sum, but really, what it comes down to is just because you have a lump sum doesn't mean you have financial security, because you need income, and income does not equate to that. And I'll give you an example. How many times have we seen a lottery winner who does not have financial security because they don't have the discipline to get the income off of that? You know, they take a lump sum and they're bankrupt within 5 years in most cases. So what we want to show people is, if you have a plan, an income plan for financial security, that's going to carry the day for people in retirement. And that's what we do for people, the Protect and Grow plan.
A whole series on television dedicated to just that premise. The lottery ruined my life.
Right.
So I think that if you have not heard about that, ladies and gentlemen, go and check it out. The fact that many lottery winners end up in far worse financial shape after winning the lottery. You wouldn't think so, but to Tim Stearns, CFP's point here is that lasting financial confidence takes some habits, takes some discipline, takes building that and routine. So it's not how much do I have, what is my lump sum, what is my net worth. Lump sum is not the same as financial confidence, Tim. It's having that income, which we have relied on during our working career. It's just that the day after retirement, Tim, we no longer have the income. So how do we fill that void?
Well, it comes down to actually building a plan. And what we do with people is we start from the ground up, figure out what their expenses are, and then figure out where are they going to be able to draw income from. What does that look like? You can have a billionaire who doesn't have any liquidity, and that's not going to be a really good retirement. So you need to figure it.
Why have we been so hardwired? Why is it ingrained, this lump sum thinking and focus? Why is that what most people focus on, Tim?
I think it's the psychology of us seeing people that have, millions and millions and millions, and you see it on TV that you think that they're wealthy, and if you come to find out that they're literally have no liquidity, and you figure that they're going to be great, and they're not. So what we do with people is we figure out how to draw off the income for them and get them through a 30+ year retirement, where every month, just like when they were working, they know where their income's coming in, so that when you had this last 6 weeks of volatility in the market, they're not having to sell off assets to try to draw up income. We're actually able to tell them, yeah, on the 15th, you're going to have money coming in vis-a-vis whatever the investment is that we've set them up with.
So it's a measuring stick. It's where do we stack up? It's comparable. It's a benchmark. If I get to 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, whatever the number is, but the problem is that number doesn't tell us the true picture of the day-to-day, month-to-month, year-to-year finances. And I can recall stories from very well-known financial guru talking heads. Dave Ramsey, on paper, I think in his early 20s, had $3 or $6 million of net worth, but it was tied up, like you said, not liquid. It was in real estate. And then his situation crashed and had to declare bankruptcy. So, like you've pointed out here, Tim, it's lump sum thinking that might lead us to financial insecurity more than the security that income focused planning would ultimately result in.
Well, it's funny. People, love Social Security, and yet they poo-poo annuities. But annuities are just another way to set up an nonstop income that you can't outlive. And you can set that up for you and your spouse, which when you explain that to people without calling it an annuity, they're in love with that idea. And so a lot of times we will use that as something to get the accomplishment of an income that people can't outlive.
Income is what you live on. It's what creates confidence. Predictability reduces stress. So that's why I think people do appreciate Social Security and pensions. And we're seeing over the last 10 years record deposits into annuities year after year after year. So I think people are beginning to understand and appreciate the transition, Tim, from lump sum to financial security and income focused planning.
Right. I mean, you see people that nowadays 15% of society has pensions. And then you grow up with people like myself. My mom has a pension and my dad had a railroad pension. And, they never wanted for anything because every month the money came in again and again. And I think, with baby boomers, they want for that. So that's why they've wanted to have the annuities and that type of thing. And you build that into a plan and they see stability and they want that.
So, Tim, wealthy and financially secure, while related, don't necessarily go hand in hand.
No, it does not, because if you don't have liquidity and you're not able to pay your bills, because that's what it's about in retirement, it's not going to be a happy ending.
So this generation of savers and investors have had access to the market, have utilized 401ks, have built up more personal assets, investments, lump sum, and net worth than any previous generation, Tim. But we continue hearing this retirement problem and worry of, do I have enough? Am I going to run out of money? Where is the disconnect and the flaw in our thinking and focus?
It's funny. We always tell people this in the workshops. Congratulations, you are the best savers, but you are the worst spenders.
Mm.
And I think what you have to show them
Not
is,
some of the people I know, Tim.
but you have to show them that if you show them a plan and you train them that they're able to actually spend the money by giving them this plan, that they can, be able to decumulate, which no one has ever shown them, not even their parents, that they'll be okay, then they start to feel better. But the lack of planning it makes them uneasy.
Something that you had shared, we were talking off air, getting ready for this conversation. Wealth is a number, security is a system, and income bridges the gap. Can you talk to us about the Protect and Grow written retirement blueprint and how that serves to bridge that gap?
Well, I mean, basically, we take into effect all of their expenses. Then we have to add in inflation, which historically has been over 3%. So I need to make sure that their money every 24 years is doubling at least. And then make sure that they have the understanding that they're going to need a liquid bucket for things that come up like long-term care, healthcare, any expenses that they're not thinking of in advance, and then make sure that we're understanding how we're going to pay the bills from month to month.
You also mentioned that there's a big mindset difference that you wanted to address, kind of a scarcity versus abundance mindset that you see making a difference. And in the scarcity mindset, Tim, you talked about stockpiling money, storing it, saving it, building it, that lump sum thinking. Whereas the abundance mindset of the truly wealthy and financially confident, they don't stockpile. They deploy their money as quick as they can because they know that it helps to generate them more income.
Right. And they understand that, money should be working, not waiting. Wealth builders build systems, and that's what we're going to do when we do a protect and grow system.
Well, if you would like
plan.
that system and that plan, the blueprint for your lasting financial security and confidence, ladies and gentlemen, that's why we turn each week to Tim Stearns, CFP, here on Protect and Grow Chicagoland Retirement. And just like the name of the program, if you would like to have your personalized Protect and Grow Written Retirement Blueprint. Pick up the phone and give TJ Stearns Inc. and Tim Stearns CFP a call. 800-640-2256, 800-640-2256, 800-640-2256. This is at no cost to you. It is a personalized plan with your goals in mind, long-term vision, diversified strategies on how to achieve those goals. If you'd like to learn how to generate more income, higher cash flow, dependably, reliably, with confidence, while also understanding how to efficiently generate that income to minimize taxes, those are areas addressed with this Protect and Grow Written Retirement Blueprint. And again, the number, if you would like to start a conversation, have a quick chat about your situation, get to know Tim and the team there at TJ Stearns Inc., and then set up a time convenient for you for that complimentary and no cost to you design of your Protect and Grow Written Retirement Blueprint. Pick up the phone, give a call, 800-640-2256, 800-640-2256. And Tim, I did mention that your plan included diversified strategies. I like that about our conversation is that you don't have a shoehorn cramming everybody into the same tool. You've got many different options in the full spectrum of the financial world to help people evaluate and figure out what tool is most appropriate for them.
Well, the idea here is not to eliminate the lump sum. It's to convert it into income, strategically. We can do systematic withdrawal strategies, dividend and interest income, bond ladders, even a rental income if they have buildings and that type of thing. The other way is annuities or pension-like type structures. But the objective here is to create a retirement paycheck so that they're not wondering where their money is coming from month to month.
Well, financial success, lasting confidence, it's not just about building wealth. It's about utilizing it effectively, and that is what income planning is really about. It's a mindset shift, and it is a different kind of planning. The difference between lump sum thinking or income planning is really about creating certainty lasting beyond your paycheck earning years. Remember, you've always been the source of financial security. Your work ethic, your time, trading that time for money to create your financial security, but your money's got to work for you to replace that time. And so you can stop making that trade-off. Again, that's what is designed there with the Protect and Grow Written Retirement Blueprint. If you would like to have yours custom designed with your goals in mind, pick up the phone, give a call, 800-640-2256. That is 800-640-2256, 800-640-2256. You will speak personally with Tim Stearns, CFP. Always enjoy the conversations here on the program, and I know so many have taken advantage of this opportunity, Tim, but so many more still have questions and worries and don't have that plan in place to replace themselves as the source of lasting financial confidence and income.
Well, the idea here is to give them stability, predictability, and by all that, you get freedom, and then the freedom to enjoy your retirement.
Well, if you would like to take Tim Stearns up on that offer, again, give a call. Always appreciate your time, Tim. 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256. Tim, we'll check in with you soon here on Protect and Grow Chicagoland Retirement.
Thanks, Peter.
Tune into Chicagoland certified financial planner Tim Stearns' full radio program and visit tjstearns.com for many valuable resources, including other great episodes of Chicagoland Retirement. Be sure to subscribe.
Investment advisory services offered through Cornerstone Securities, LLC. The information presented on this program is provided for informational purposes only without warranty of accuracy, completeness, or suitability for a particular purpose. This program is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. This information is general in nature, not specific enough to be construed as advice. You should not make any decision based on the information presented on this program without independent consultation with an appropriately licensed professional or competent advisor. Investment in securities or the market involves a potential risk for loss of principal. Trading, therefore, may not be suitable for all listeners. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals or growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs.